Now, residents of Sogakofe have given the police a 3-day ultimatum to arrest a group of armed robbers who shot and killed an assemblyman in the area or face their wrath. The residents who staged a protest on Sunday morning and blocked the Sogakofe-Accra highway following the murder of the Sogakofe South Assembly member Marcus Mauto Azahili are promising worse actions should the police fail to bring their assailant to book.
To be an understatement to say that security has completely broken down in South Tongu district. And we want to say that as early as possible, it should be restored. We want to recommend that there should be a complete security or a complete comprehensive security report from DISEC regarding these past events that we have enumerated so far. We also want to say that the police should be swift in responding to our emergency calls, because I believe this is the very reason why our taxpayers' money is being used in paying their salary every day. The patrols should be so intensified. We also want to see that there is a reinforcement of the police, and if possible, the military should be called in, because we realize that security has become so porous that it is giving a field day to the armed robbers to come in, operate, and leave at will. We also want to say that the security apparatus of the district must be re-looked at, and if possible, immediately transfers should be effected, especially the leadership. And most of the people who have stayed in this town, I must also put on record that people have been in this district for over 20 years. And you see, familiarity breeds contempt. And we think that some of them may be in link with some of these people to be perpetrating the crime that they are perpetrating on us. We also want to say that the police should ensure that suspicious characters, especially at night, are thoroughly searched at the numerous barriers they have mounted in the district. I wonder what they do at these barriers. Is it only taking little things from drivers who ply the road? I think that they are mounting these barriers because of our security. And the earlier they begin to respond to us and keep us, the better it will be for all of us. Police emergency numbers should also be made readily available to the citizenry, and these numbers should be effectively utilized. We also want to put on record that the police should train people as neighborhood watch committees in our various neighborhoods so that they can help them in apprehending these perpetrators of heinous crimes. The police should find the killers of this particular one. I said from the beginning that this is the last straw that broke the camel's back. We want to give ultimatum to the police that within 3 working days, the perpetrators of this crime should be found and brought to book. Else, what we saw today, to give you a background, we have decided to vent our spleen and anger on the whole nation by blocking this Sogakofe bridge for over 4 hours today. We are sorry for the inconvenience we may have caused to travelers, but this is our way of recording our displeasure towards what has been happening in the community. And we also want to say that if within 3 days the perpetrators of this crime are not found and brought to book, worse action will be visited on any other thing that we think will be necessary for us to register our displeasure. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy that you are here. I want to say that we want this thing to get to every corner, nook and cranny of the country and internationally. We want the president to hear our voice and to come to our aid. After all, we are citizens and not spectators. Thank you very much for coming around. God bless you. That the police should ensure that suspicious characters, especially at night, are thoroughly searched at the numerous barriers they have mounted in the district. I wonder what they do at these barriers. Is it only taking little things from drivers who ply the road? I think that they are mounting these barriers because of our security. And the earlier they begin to respond to us and keep us, the better it will be for all of us. Police emergency numbers should also be made readily available to the citizenry, and these numbers should be effectively utilized. We also want to put on record that the police should train people as neighborhood watch committees in our various neighborhoods so that they can help them in apprehending these perpetrators of heinous crimes. The police should find the killers of this particular one. I said from the beginning that this is the last straw that broke the camel's back. We want to give ultimatum to the police that within 3 working days, the perpetrators of this crime.
And that's what Maxwell Lukuto there, he's an opinion leader, leading that press conference and making those calls. Joining us via phone for a conversation on the back of that is Corporal Prince Dogbache, who's the Volta Region Police PRO. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining me. If you can hear me, thank you for joining us on JoyNews desk.
Good morning, Mama V. How are you?
Great. I'm very well, thank you. We can't say same about Sogakofe, can we?
We cannot necessarily say so, but it's a situation that we are dealing with now.
So you had in that press conference several things that some of the residents are calling for. First of all, has there been an arrest after Sunday's incident?
Well, I haven't followed that press conference. But again, there hasn't been any arrest yet. But we are working on the case.
What is your understanding of what happened on Sunday morning leading to the killing or the death of the assemblyman?
Police hasn't come out with what went into the killing for now. We have instituted investigation into the matter. And in due time, when we are able to come out with a very comprehensive report, we'll make everyone get it.
What is making the people think that the police is not doing a good job in this area? Because, for instance, with this press conference, they call for mass transfer of police personnel.
Like I mentioned, I didn't share in that press conference. And so I am not privy to the content. But if that is one statement they made, I think that will not be appropriate because they raised some concerns. Yesterday, the Deputy Regional Commander was there. I was with him, and we engaged the youth, and we have made some contacts. In fact, it was because of the intervention of the Deputy Regional Commander that the youth had to return to their various homes. And the assurance was given that all the concerns that they have raised have been noted, and the command will take a very serious view of them. And so it's premature when we are working hard to establish if those concerns are actually true, and for some people to be giving ultimatum and then calling for mass transfers. If that is necessary to be done, that could be the decision of the command or the hierarchy of the police, and not some group of persons who have, because of the emotional considerations, they are making certain or some of those calls.
But you get the sense from listening to this press briefing and to Maxwell Lukuto, who addressed the press, that this is not the first time that a thing like this is happening. Maybe the first time that it's led to somebody's death, but it appears they've got some security concerns.
In fact, we have also taken note of the involvement of the third Maxwell Lukuto, inciting the youth, to engage in misbehavior. If you followed what happened yesterday, that the youth had to block the road to traffic and had to take reinforcement from the regional headquarters to clear the road and open the access to road users and other motorists. I think that is not, proper in an environment where we apply laws. So he must be mindful of the consequences of his action. We have taken note of that. We are giving assurance to the public that we are going to do all that there is
But isn't he saying that because they're looking for a speedy resolve of this issue? I thought the police would talk about speedily resolving this one.
That has been our focus. And that is why even when we noted that he was the one who championed the cause of misbehavior, we have not acted, in trying to ensure that the laws work in that regard.
I'm wondering why you seem to be singling out this one gentleman, if it's because he addressed the press. But we saw a lot of young people, a lot of people in the community angry about how the police responded to this incident and then went out there to block the road. I'm just wondering why you seem to be concentrating on one person here.
He championed a cause of misbehavior, but that really is going to be diverting our focus of this conversation. We are calling on anybody who has any information on this development to cooperate with the police, make the information available so that we'll be able to, arrest the perpetrators of this heinous crime.
Okay, so help us so we can help you.
Expresses its condolences to the bereaved family.
We get that. What should people come forward to the police with? What are you asking them to do?
Yes, you see, our work largely relies on information. And so even the District Security Council had already placed a bounty of an amount of 10,000 cedis on the head of those who engaged in this dastardly act. All these are measures that we are putting in place to make sure that in the end we get those who are behind this act. Information can come in any form. If you monitored the media yesterday, there were various accounts of the same incident, and we feel that we are supposed to be the receptacle of those information, so that we will scan them, process them, and then be able to create some leads that can enable us to get those who are behind this crime.
We listened to an account of the sister of the deceased assemblyman, who said they called the police after the incident just to get some intervention, but they made several calls and they didn't get any responses. Can you explain what may have happened there?
Right. As I mentioned earlier, with the engagement of the youth by the deputy regional commander, the command has taken interest in inquiring to find if that assertion or concern, as they have raised, is true. Many times people are going to call the National Command Center, and then the call will be relayed to the particular region within which the incident is happening, and then further from there it goes to the particular district or division where the incident is happening. Now, this doesn't take much time to do, and so we believe that our men responded promptly. However, the youth or the indigents are claiming that the police unduly delayed. And so we have taken that view very seriously, and we want to inquire and establish if that is so or not.
So you indicated that the command visited the area yesterday. We're told
I was there with the deputy regional commander myself.
Okay, great. So do we know the state of his wife and child who were told were also injured in this attack?
Yes, as we speak, they are also stable.
Okay. And the general security situation in the area?
Yeah, the general security situation in the area is okay. People are going about their normal duties, and we hope that nothing untoward happen again.
Now, if you listen to some of the concerns raised, one had to do with police patrol. Can you give us and I know that you may not be able to share very detailed, but what's the arrangements?
police patrols within the area is that, vehicles patrol the entire division of Tong. And if we talk about Tong division, it's a wide area. And those of you who might know that environment will appreciate. The thing about response time, as many have raised, is that unlike Accra, where we have a concentration of police stations, the region does not have that endowment. And I mean that there are, police stations, but that are sparsely situated. Now, the patrol teams are having responsibility for the entire jurisdiction. And the response time in this instance would only be reasonably determined by where the team is at the point where the call comes. And so they may have to move back or move forward to where the call is coming from in order to respond. And so that is why the command is interested in finding out what really went into the response time.
Okay, so typically, Mr. Dogbache, your response time is how many? Can you put some minutes to it?
Normally in Accra, in fact, even yesterday, we saw some publication where someone who called the police had them respond within 5 minutes. Okay, we don't have a fixed time of response. It depends on where the team is. And so we are interested in finding out what really happened.
Okay, but do you know how long it took for your men to get to the scene?
We believe that they responded at the time they got the information. But contrary to that position, the indigents are saying the police delayed and got there in 45 minutes. So we want to find out what really happened. So
how soon should we expect something concrete in terms of a report, an initial finding from the police?
Well, that should not be too long from now.
You've also taken notes of the 3-day ultimatum that the people have given. What do you intend doing as police in terms of providing security and ensuring that roads are not blocked?
We are committed to discharging on our mandate, and so that is our focus. But we do not have to be, under the obligation of ultimatum from some disgruntled group of persons. I think that what is critical here now is for them to cooperate with us, support our cause, and so that all together we fight crime, rather than put timelines to our work. Investigation is not an event, it's a process. And a lot of things must be done. As I speak to you, the crime scene team from the regional headquarters is on the ground, and we need evidence. That is what is going to help our work. And that is what we need them to support us to, not put us on any timelines and then expect that we will do magic. It doesn't happen that way.
I thank you for your time, Corporal Prince Dogbache. He is the PRO of the Volta Region Police. I want us to take a listen to a sister of the deceased, the assemblyman, narrating what had happened and how she struggled to get help.
The time I saw him coming to the house, I was sitting at 9-something. I was talking, I'm on call before he came. So when he came, he parked the car, he came out. So he locked the door and he put a hand on the car like this. So he's watching something, either Facebook or WhatsApp. So the thing is funny, I can hear it. So after that, he stood there small and then we knocked the room for the wife. So the wife came out and opened the door for him. So he entered. I was here 10 to 15 minutes. Then I also entered my room. So when I entered the room, because of the heat, it comes from my bush. And I was hear something, bang. What is it? And then I come out. When I was here in the room, the thing was sounding here. So when I come out, my mind was here. Before I hear the thing here, So that time there was some white car here. So I ran towards the car. When I reached where that motor is closer, then I saw some small boy there. And he just put the gun on me like this. That's what Jesus says. I just put like this. So I quickly entered. I took my phone, I opened my back door, I entered my kitchen and I locked the kitchen. So I was realized either the person is knocking the door. I don't know. I don't know the next one that I passed before entering the kitchen. I didn't lock it, so I don't know whether that door is making the noise. So I gathered the courage, I come out. So I called some fire service at the end here. It's in our room here. So I called him. If he knows some police people number, he should be calling. So I quickly called some immigration lady here. I called the sister to call her. No, she's the one who picked the call. So I called her that she should call police to one robbers attacking Mauto. So Mauto was shouting, they are killing him, he need the help. They are killing him, he need the help. So I was calling the people that I know they are closer to the police. I called most of them, people who will pick, they pick, people who will not pick, they will pick. So I wanted to go out. Then the fire service guys I shouldn't go out. I said no. I can't stay here, they'll kill my brother in my face like this. So I just pushed the guys and then I come out. So I opened the door. So I ran toward the other direction. I called some men here. When I called them, my mind was when I called them, they are also doing something. Why the guy said that I should enter, I shouldn't go out, I should enter. So the fire service man also said I should enter. I said no, I can't stay. So when I go, I called the other man, say I should enter. I said no. So I ran towards the town. So I was shouting, calling people. It was not easy. Those times, we called the police. The sister said they called the police. More than 1.5 hours. None of them were here. Oh! So I go to the other direction to calling people. Before the immigration lady called me, there's police around, so I should come. So when I come, I reach here. And I see that, you see one shoot, they attend to the wall. You see the wall behind. So I see that they are shooting inside the wall. I said, no, where I stand, no, if they run, I will sit them. So they are around, they should enter the thing. They said, no. I wanted to enter the room. They said, no, I shouldn't enter. I said, why? And still I want to go. They said, no. So I was forcing to go. They said, no. So the two of the police enter. And I asked the third one, if you say I shouldn't go there in the room, now they are going. Then you follow them with your gun. He said no. When he entered and they passed his back, I said, look at how we are playing thing here. They can't come again. I beg them to enter. They say no. Brother, so what I say is only the wife can, the husband. That time she was bleeding. Before I see, they bring the safe, their bag, their thing. They checked, they took everything, whatever is in the bag, nothing was in the bag again. They took everything. So when the woman came out, I see that blood, every place blood. So I wanted to go and take the 2 kids from the room. They said no. They should take, they said no, they should take the lady to the hospital. So when they take the wife to the hospital, I said, then they should add the man. They said no. And the ambulance can. I said, they killed my brother. They said, why did I say that? I said, if you want ambulance to carry him, then why can't they wait? You take them together. They said no. They have to bring ambulance.
And we're following the story very closely. We'll bring you any update as and when we do have it.